So, you want to start breeding cherry shrimp or Neocaridina in general? Well, here's how you do it. Just toss them in an established tank and that's it. Thanks for watching. Okay, not really, but it does feel like that way sometimes. Neocaridinas are like the guppies of the shrimp world. They're hardy, they adapt to most situations, and they breed like jackrabbits if you keep them happy. That being said, let's not use their hardiness as an excuse to do things incorrectly, especially if you're breeding for profit. They still need the right setup, consistency, and care, so in this video we'll walk through the exact items you need to set up a thriving breeding colony. Every item mentioned in this video will be linked down below, so if you want to support the channel, click those links. For beginners, I recommend a 15 to 20 gallon tank if you're in the position to do so space-wise or financially. Bigger tanks are more stable, which makes them much more forgiving, especially if you're new or have a new tank that you're setting up. Pretty much the bigger a tank you can get, the better. A 10 gallon works too, but the smaller the volume, the higher the likelihood parameters can shift. And when it comes to shrimp, consistency is king. With smaller tanks, parameters can swing and swing fast. Stable parameters matter more than chasing perfect numbers. And with a larger tank, changes happen a little bit more gradually, giving you time to react if something goes wrong. That consistency keeps shrimps happy. And when shrimp are happy, they can focus on other things, like breeding. Next up, you need a filter. A sponge filter is ideal specifically for shrimp because it's gentle and has zero risk of sucking up baby shrimp, as with canister or hang-on back filters without the proper intake guards. Sponge filters also double as one of the best surfaces in your tank for biofilm to cultivate and grow. That biofilm becomes an all-you-can-eat buffet, especially for baby shrimp, which spend most of their time grazing. So your filter isn't just keeping the water clean, it's literally helping feed your colony. Again, with a canister or hang-on back, a lot of that delicious biofilm is there, but it's segregated to the ceramic media or sponge that's otherwise inaccessible to your shrimp. Another alternative filter that breeders use with great success is a Matin filter. They're pretty much a sponge filter on steroids, so you can consider that as an option too if you would like. A heater is optional. If your room stays within the safe range for Neocaridinas, you may not need one. But if your room fluctuates, a heater can keep things stable. Ideal temperatures for Neocaridinas range from 70 to 78 degrees in freedom units or 21 to 26 degrees Celsius. It is important to note that shrimp have been shown to tolerate the extremes of both sides of this range. The temperature also affects rate of breeding to a certain degree, no pun intended. Cooler temperatures result in slower breeding and longer shrimp lifespans, whereas warmer temperatures result in faster breeding, quicker growth, but shorter lifespans. As far as substrate is concerned, Neocaridina are not picky. To simplify your life, I would recommend an inert substrate like sand or gravel, and you don't need a specialized soil the way you would need with more picky shrimp like Caridinas or crystal reds, for example. Another option is to keep it bare. Some breeders prefer bare bottom tanks with the ease of maintenance. They see where the shrimp poop is or the uneaten food and can easily siphon it up. But keep in mind the trade-off here is the diminished surface area that you would otherwise get from a substrate. More surface area equals more biofilm. Moving on. Plants are where tanks really come alive. Plants filter excess nutrients and outcompete algae, although some algae is a great food source for shrimp. But plants can also serve as shelter, and most importantly, plants provide surfaces for, again, biofilm. See a common theme here? Moss and subwater tang are especially valuable and popular because they have a massive surface area to size ratio. The more surface area, the more biofilm and microorganisms, which serves again as shrimp food 24/7. Another great option for your setup is driftwood. Wood naturally grows biofilm and microorganisms that shrimp can graze on constantly. My shrimp personally spend hours grazing on the wood I place in their tanks, and chala wood is especially popular because of its unique hollow structure. It looks great and provides endless nooks and crannies for your shrimp to explore and snack on. Plants, moss, and driftwood together not only keep your shrimp healthy, but let's not forget the aesthetic value they bring to your tanks. Feeding is a big deal for breeding success, and it comes down to two categories: biofilm builders and direct food sources. Biofilm builders like Bacter AE cultivate biofilm and microorganisms, which again create a constant natural food source for your shrimp, as we mentioned multiple times in this video already. As far as direct food sources, shrimp love a variety, so you want to mix it up between veggie-based foods and higher protein-based foods. You could consider powdered foods for babies, pellets or wafers for adults, canned green beans, blanched zucchini or spinach, even frozen mysis shrimp. And yes, shrimp will eat shrimp. Let's also address calcium supplements. While often not necessary for your tank, can help support healthy molts if you see your shrimp running into issues. Just keep an eye on water parameters because dosing your tank with calcium can potentially affect GH and or KH depending on the form of calcium. My tip is just make sure you have a good source of calcium in your food sources, which is a reason why Shrimp King is favored amongst breeders, because they provide a complete nutrient package to your shrimp. And I'll link that down below. You'll need both water conditioner to make your tap water safe, as well as a water test kit. You want to make sure you're regularly testing for ammonia, nitrites, nitrates, and pH levels. Try to keep your ammonia at 0 ppm, nitrites at 0 ppm, nitrates under 20 ppm for best results, and pH between 6.5 to 8. With pH, stability of that pH is the most important thing. And here's the part that most beginners skip. Cycle your tank before adding shrimp. Cycling means building up a good bacterial colony to be able to handle the waste via the nitrogen cycle. This time will also enable you to build that coveted green wall of dust algae that breeders desire as, you guessed it, a natural food source for your shrimp. Pro tip, add a nereid snail near the end of your cycle. They're hardy, won't overpopulate, and they help the tank adjust to supporting some sort of bioload. Wait until parameters are stable for a week straight before adding your shrimp. If you're selectively breeding for color or quality, or just want to separate culls, a breeder box is a budget-friendly option to consider because it maintains the same water parameters as your tank and same level of filtration as your tank. I would consider this a temporary solution, however. A separate cull tank is always best, but a breeder box works when you're in a pinch as a short-term solution. This one's easily overlooked, a shrimp-specific net. Regular fish nets have wide mesh, and a shrimp swimmeret's or legs can slip through and get injured. Shrimp nets, however, use tighter mesh, are smaller, and hold their shade better. I recommend a telescoping handle as well, especially if you're working with deeper tanks. And finally, the shrimp themselves. Start with around 10 to 15 Neocaridinas to build a strong, healthy colony with a higher chance of success. A good rule of thumb is an ideal ratio of about 1 male for every 3 females. More females means more breeding activity and a better chance of seeing buried or pregnant females. Stick to one color morph if you're breeding for quality or resale, because mixing colors, while look awesome, usually produce wild type shrimp with duller patterns. But if you're doing it just for fun, a group of different colored shrimps is always a treat to look at, also known as a Skittle mix in the hobby. The last item on this list isn't something you can buy. It's patience. Shrimp breeding takes time, especially to kick off. Cycling your tanks properly takes weeks, biofilm takes time to grow, colonies build slowly at first, don't rush it. If you give your tank the time to mature, your shrimp will reward you with a thriving, self-sustaining colony. Your numbers may even dwindle from your initial colony, or you may go weeks without seeing any babies. But you know what? Stick through it. There is light at the end of the tunnel. There is nothing more satisfying than seeing a live shrimp colony not only surviving and thriving, but growing and replicating, which is why I think this part of the hobby is so fascinating to many. If this video helped you at all, hit that like button and subscribe for more aquarium content, and comment down below. Are you breeding shrimp just for fun, or are you doing it to make a little bit more side income? If you want to set up your tank today, and if you want to support the channel, all the items I mentioned today will be linked down below. Anyways, my name is Harry from Farm Aquatics, and I shall see you in the next one. Peace.